This is the Rheem RTEX-24 24kW 240V Electric Tankless Water Heater. Sleek, rectangular, pretty simple looking in person. About 18 by 18 inches, only 3.5 inches thick. Really compact, especially compared to those massive metal water tanks I grew up with. I'm making this video after spending a few weeks installing this unit in my own small house, so what you're getting is just my real, straightforward take, and hopefully it helps if you're looking for a quick review. My home is just under 1,000 square feet, and with 3 active boys running around, floor space is gold. I've got a mechanical closet that's just 14 inches deep and maybe around 2 feet wide. That's all the room for my main water shutoff, cleaning supplies, and of course, the water heater. I needed something I could wall mount that wouldn't eat up half the closet, and honestly, the Rheem RTEX-24 just fits the bill. It's small, light enough for one person to handle during install, and it doesn't dominate my whole utility space. When I pulled it out of the box, I was a little nervous. If you're used to giant conventional tanks, the size feels almost suspicious. Can something this slim really handle hot water for an actual family? From my experience, the answer is yes, as long as you know its limits and you set it up right. Technically, it's rated for a max flow rate of up to 5.9 gallons per minute, which is close to what most 2 or 3 bathroom homes need. The numbers sound great, but I know real life can be different, so I want to keep this review super real. Key features here. This electric unit uses self-modulating technology. That means it actually adjusts how much energy it draws based on exactly how much hot water you need. No unnecessary heating, no wasted power, and that's been a big plus when I'm trying to keep my power bill lower. You don't get that giant tank of water sitting idle and cooling off, constantly needing to be reheated. Instead, the heating elements kick in only when I turn on the tap. Rheem uses 3 internal copper heating elements for the RTEX-24. These copper parts heat fast, and you can actually service them later if needed, which matters when you're thinking long-term and want something repairable. A LED digital display on the front is one of those small conveniences that makes life easier. I can change the temperature in 1-degree increments, and it's easy to see exactly what it's set at. These are features that sound basic, but after using manual dials for years, that digital readout actually feels like an upgrade. I usually keep my hot water set to around 120 degrees Fahrenheit, which is plenty for showers and dishes, and the unit keeps things steady without any big temperature swings. If you're new to water heaters, being able to see and adjust the output temperature directly means less guesswork and more peace of mind. One thing I absolutely have to mention is electrical demand. I knew going into this that tankless electric heaters, especially high-output models like this, need serious power. To run at full capacity, the Rheem RTEX-24 requires 3 separate 40-amp double-pole breakers. No getting around it. You need heavy-duty 8-gauge wire, and a lot of homes, especially older ones, may need a sub-panel upgrade. This adds both cost and time to installation, especially if you're not super comfortable with electrical work. I'm decent with basic wiring, but for this install, I brought in a pro to make sure everything was up to code and safe. I'd recommend this for most people, just to avoid issues with inspections or warranty.
Installation itself was pretty straightforward once the wiring was sorted out.
The instructions were clear, and hooking up the water lines was easy. 3/4-inch NPT fittings on the bottom, so it works with most standard plumbing. I did decide to add dedicated shutoff valves and service valves for flushing the system with vinegar once a year, which Rheem recommends. This sort of regular maintenance keeps the heating elements in good shape, especially if you have hard water. One common question is about cold climates. I live in an area where winter mornings can get chilly, and cold inlet water means the heater has to work a lot harder to bring temps up. Here's what I found. If you're running multiple hot water taps at once during the coldest weeks, you might need to lower your expectations just a bit. Either you reduce the flow, or you accept that the water won't be scalding hot. For most normal use, 1 shower running, maybe a dishwasher, my family hasn't run into any issues with running out of hot water. It's all about knowing your limits and not trying to run every bathroom and the laundry all at once with a deep freeze outside. On energy efficiency, this thing is rated at 99.8%. No standby heat loss, since you're only using power to heat water when you need it. I tracked my utility bills before and after the switch from my old traditional 50-gallon tank. Realistically, I've seen a smaller energy bill over the course of a year, and way fewer times where I've had to wait for the tank to recover after a marathon shower session. That convenience alone makes life easier when you've got kids in the house. The digital display also helps remind me how much water and energy I'm actually using, which has made us a bit more mindful across the board. The build quality feels solid. It's got a stainless steel finish, looks modern, and when wall-mounted in the closet, it practically disappears. That was a huge plus for me since I wanted the utility area to be clean and organized, not a big metal eyesore. The RTEX-24 runs whisper quiet compared to the old tank, where I used to hear water heating and pipes rattling. With this, I sometimes forget it's even on.